is 7:30. We do have a quorum. Rick, if you'll read the statement of open meeting.
I did that second.
I, the undersigned clerk of the Board of Education of Waynoka School District I-3 of Woods County, Oklahoma, do here certify that prior to December 15th of the last calendar year, the date, time, and place of this regular meeting was filed with the office of the clerk of Woods County, Oklahoma. If any change has been made to the date, time, or place of this regular scheduled meeting, prior notice of written has been given to the county clerk as required by law, not less than 10 days prior to the implementation of said change. I also certify that at least 24 hours prior to the meeting, including Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays, the date, time, and place, and agenda of this meeting was posted in a prominent public view at the location of this meeting. Witness my hand and seal of this school district the 7th day of November 2016.
George.
Here.
Olson. Waylock. Ferguson. Six here. Any visitors' comments?
Nope.
Okay. All the following items will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. Consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and approval of the following items A through H.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Do we have a second? I'm gonna go ahead and give the financial, Mr.
Well, we've got our stuff back from the excise board, so our budget's been approved by the excise board. Sent that off to the State Department and got our copies where they need to be. It's pretty high what they told us our budget could be, but we're just going to stay. Basically, we're going to write up our budget just like we've done for the last 3 years, and then kind of watch it. I'm not going to redo our budget just because we have some more available money. We'll keep it at the same, like I say, that we've had for the last 3 years, and then we'll make adjustments through the year if we go over in a certain area, or we see that we're going to be under in a certain area, then we'll make those adjustments. And we have quite a bit of leeway at the end of the year if we need to come up with some changes in the budget to increase our spending, we can. But right now, I'm just going to leave it like it was and work off our old numbers. I went to a meeting about a week ago, and they said that the budget for next year is going to actually be down again from the 2016 numbers, and kind of the magic number when everything started going south was 2009, and the budget that the state's going to work with for 2017 is going to be 15.2% below the budgets that they had in 2009. So, education will take another round of cuts. There'll be a few that will be held flat. Hopefully we're in that group. I mean, that's going to be that's what they're trying to accomplish. We have no guarantees of that, but if they keep education at least flat, then we'll be able to. The state will be able to basically provide what they've been providing the last 3 years, but it's still going to hurt a lot of people that aren't in the same financial situation we're in.
I'll second Rick's motion.
Rick, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Other reports, superintendent?
Okay, we're just a few things. I've got Moody Electric. They were out here the other day looking. Mr. Merriweather needs a generator for that greenhouse. He's got quite a bit of stuff in it. He got to thinking about it, and we lose electricity in the winter to wipe out our greenhouse. Anyway, they came out here and looked at what it would cost to put a generator on the greenhouse, and when I knew they was coming out here, I talked to them, and they're also going to come out here, or they also came out here and measured everything, looked around to see what it would cost to get a generator and how you'd mount a generator for the whole school. So we're looking at two different things, but anyway, they haven't got me a price back or anything. I told them if it was too high, I'd just take off running the opposite direction, but they're supposed to do that. One of the things that we had a Safe School Committee meeting 2 or 3 weeks ago, and one of the things that they brought up that I thought we could do pretty immediately was a fence around the playground, elementary playground. So I had a guy come and we kind of measured that off and looked at that, and I've got a deal going for a fence around the playground. Also,
Is that gonna be like a chain link? or
yes,
what?
it's the black. It's not going to be the silver. It's the black, nicer looking chain link. It'll be a double gate, so we can get a tractor, pick up something in there, and then a couple of a walk through gate from over on the side by the softball field, and a walk through gate, you know, for the elementary kids when they leave.
How high a fence you talking
It's
about?
4 foot fence.
4 foot fence.
Yeah, just a regular like your backyard
Yard
fence,
fence.
except it's pretty good stuff. It's that black vinyl coated. It'll look nice. Also, FM Erickson's been down here a couple times, and he's got a plan for the for a cover at the softball field. And I thought he was going to have. It was his anniversary last week, so he wasn't in town the whole time. But he's supposed to have them come and One Oak, he do the site deal so he can dig, and then I think he wants to start on that pretty quick. So, you know, maybe we'll get that done, and then I don't even know who was talking about that, but you know, after we do that, then it was talked about some sidewalks over there from the parking lot to the bleacher area, and so, you know, we can look at that once, because I don't exactly know you know, how big that's going to be, how it's going to fit in. Though I have a plan and I've seen the plan, but once we get that done, then we can look at some sidewalks over there. That's another thing that they brought up. But just a few things going on around that. Well, we can do that on the next item, but that's all I've got.
Any questions? Principal's report?
Well, I guess everybody probably knows we're in school again, which is an exciting thing for our school, I think. I know that some people don't believe in the report. I do. The part I believe in is the testing end of it, the rate that you pass those tests. I don't care how they calculate it, but our rate's always in the upper 80s or lower 90s on testing. And so I don't care how they calculate from here or here on out, as long as kids do well, you're going to be labeled there at the top schools in Oklahoma. So I'm real proud of my teachers and my kids. So they did real well last year. We're on the same track to do it again this year. So we've got a formula here that works, and we will continue that. The football game, it will be at 7 o'clock instead of 7:30. Tipton called and asked if we want to play early, and I talked to Coach Kaiser, and he said yes, we'll play early as we can. But so we're going to play it at 7 instead of 7:30, which will help a little bit. We're letting out at 12:30 on Friday. So. And that's about it.
Presentation of annual dropout report for the 2015-16 school year.
We had no dropouts.
And that's something we have to do for our accreditation report. We have to let the school board know, you know, how many dropouts we have. So we take care of that right there.
Discussion and review of proposed building projects.
Okay. If you wanted to look at these, this is what I got back through the week. You know, it just kind of goes everywhere from some people wanting, all of the 8 things we had, or the 7 things, seven we have on there to, some, couple that didn't want anything, so, it's just all over the board. Now, I put that in your packet, the metal roof, we had 16 votes, heat and air system, we had 19, new secure front entrance, we had 16, the 4 classroom safe rooms, we had 19, the practice gym, we had 6, concession weight room, dressing room, football field, we had 12, and the 8-lane track, we had 12. Also, we talked about at the last meeting, going ahead and doing the remodel of the gym or the commons area. And Mr. Merriweather and I met with a guy last Tuesday, met with the architect, and he told me that he would have the drawings and the bid pack, the things that would be bid and everything. He said they'd be done this week. So as soon as I get them, I'll get that and bring it around to you and show you where we're at on that. But he's talking about, stop me if I'm wrong, 10-foot glass all the way across, glass doors, taking out the entry doors, because he said it's not going to look right if we do everything new and then we leave them old doors in there, which, we told him to tell us not to assume we knew what we were doing. So putting the trophy case against the south wall instead of back in the back, because if we go ahead and get to that point where we build the 4 classrooms, then we're going to have to redo all of that. So, and we talked about going ahead and doing the front entrance, and his advice, he said, you're going to put a lot of money into doing that right now, and then you're going to put a lot of money into tearing it all out and redoing it if you decide to make that hall in the classroom. So we said, all right, well, let's hold off on that then for another day. But I'm looking forward to getting the drawings. I think it'll.
Did you say extend the floor back this way?
Well, I didn't, but at least in the middle, it'll come back 2 or 3 feet, so there'll be a 10-foot from the end of the floor to the window. If you do it just like it is now, there's going to be 8 feet maybe. So he said they're going to move it where it's. And if you look at the brick tile extension by the doors, there's about a 3-foot area there that can tie into that, so it doesn't really take up any space in the commons area. It's not used space anyway.
Yeah.
So, and that way a kid could run into the window's not supposed to break. They're not supposed to break. They're everywhere. But at 10 foot, you just almost got to be trying to jump and fall and hit that hard, that far back. So.
And where was the trophy case going to?
On the south wall, along the south wall, where the water fountains and stuff are. We'll take the water fountains out, move them over to the.
Oh, the south wall, not over here? On the
No,
west?
no, because he said if we do all of that, we're going to make a hall and all that for the 4 classrooms. That's not going to work. You have to end up taking that out again at some time.
So what are you gonna do with the water fountains and everything that are there?
Take them out and put the water fountains over by the cafeteria on that wall. And we looked at the water fountains and everything. They got water fountains that have water bottle fillers and fancy little deals. And the water's right there and the drain's right there, so you don't have to tear a bunch of floor up or something like that to put in a drain. It would just hook into the drain and the water that's at the cafeteria. But we'll have those drawings this week, and if we look at it and don't think that'll work. But he seemed to be excited about drawing it up and thought he could really make something nice. So again, like I said, I'm looking forward to that. But if somebody wants to take those home or whatever, even, you can take them home tonight and look at them if you want to spend a little more time digesting them. So, and I won't do anything else till I
So
get
will
those.
he-
Go ahead.
Is he gonna, like, have a, kind of an estimate of a price on that? Or
Well,
when he does the drawings, or what's he gonna do?
I don't know if there'll be an estimate of a price, but what he will have it where he can get it to Joe Hall to bid. I mean, it'll be like this thing is happening. I mean, we're moving on.
Yeah, I think once you're satisfied with the drawing, that's when you'll move forward.
So will we look at the drawings in another meeting then, or?
Yeah. Once I get them, I'll bring them around, but then we can talk. I mean, I'll bring them to you
Right.
then, but then we'll have to have another meeting probably to, make some motions to accept them, put it out for bids and those kind of things,
Mhm.
which could be, this time next week if I get them in the next day or two, if I get them before Thursday.
You thought a week is what he said.
Yeah, and that was
What
Tuesday.
kind
when he was here.
what kind of money do you have in your building fund right now?
About 1.7. Any other questions? Ready to go to number 9?
You wanna wait till you looked at these, or
You wanna-
you?
No.
Okay. Okay. Number 9, motion second, discussion and vote to authorize the superintendent of schools to cause the district to file suit seeking all necessary and appropriate relief against State Department of Education, or any necessary officials, the Oklahoma Tax Commission, any necessary officials, state treasurer to whom illegally dispersed funds must be returned, and D, and any other persons or entities determined by the superintendent and the district's legal counsel to be necessary with regard to failure of the SDE and OTC to follow applicable law in calculating the district's state aid for the 1992-93 through the 2013-14 fiscal year, and authorize payment of all necessary legal fees and costs.
Okay, what this is, I think I put it in your packet, but it started last year. They figured out, the first person I heard talking about was the guy from Ponca City, so I don't know if he's the one that actually figured it out or he's just the one that's been the spokesman. But anyway, they figured out that some state aid had been calculated wrong, starting in 1992 through 2013-14 when they, I guess, fixed it. But they've come up with a figure of $73,770,000 or $770,631, and Waynoka's share of that would be $103,595. Again, it's like, Mark said, what was that? Can't get blood from a turnip or something like that. I mean, if there's no money in the state, where are they going to get the $73 million from? But if they get it, and whether or not we're in the lawsuit, if they get it, we will get our part. It's not going to be if you're not in the lawsuit, you don't get your part. But what they're asking for is us to authorize me to give them $250 to join this lawsuit, and for our district to be part of that lawsuit. Hopefully I don't know how they can come up with 73 million extra dollars, but anyway, they're going to continue to pursue this, and if it works, like I say, we're owed $103,000, so it's a significant amount of money. There's some schools on here that's not, burdened 14,000. There's some of those schools that whether or not they're in it or not, they're not gonna get much out of it, but
So, more or less, this motion is to pay him the $250.
yes, and become
And
part of the
then,
lawsuit.
then
Yes.
if there's any other costs associated, you'll bring that back.
We would do that. We would come back again. Yes,
Come
it
back
wouldn't. I
again.
wouldn't give them another dime without authorization.
Any discussion on that? Any,
state formula or whatever, however it was getting short, these schools getting shorted, has that been fixed?
Yes,
How many years ago?
13, 14. So 14, 15 school years when they fixed it. It went through the 13, 14 year, the way I read it.
Where did the money go? Was there money there to start with? And
I don't know that answer.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I think what you're asking is the misappropriated.
Yeah,
Where
if-
did it go?
where did it go? Did they have it? I don't know. Of course, that's,
How many years is this going on?
From 92, 93 through 2013, 14.
So, I'm talking about
10, 12, 12 years.
5 to 10 million a year.
well, I think we ought to give them the $250. Because there's a lot of other schools gonna pay a whole lot more than we are in there.
How did they base?
2.5%, I think is what it, or I mean, point 0.025%, a quarter percent for what you were supposed to get.
And if they don't get enough money, they're gonna lose, they can't proceed forward with their lawsuit.
And they've already spent $160,000.
They've already spent $160,000 for it, so. I really think we ought to do our part by joining in.
So this is saying there were schools that participated last year in this, according to this letter. I mean, it participated in the cost,
Yes.
but it wasn't brought to all the districts, is that what I'm reading?
We didn't have any, we didn't have anything to say to be part of this thing last
Right.
year, no.
Yeah,
I knew something was going on, I knew I knew about it, but as far as, us having an agenda item or us being talked to last year about joining this lawsuit, no.
so do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to that.
Any more, do we have a second or any more discussion on that?
I'll second.
Clint, how do you vote?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Discussion and possible action to approve a stipend for certified and or support staff.
Okay, I would like to do the same thing we did last year. Last year we gave the support staff $1,500 and we gave the certified staff $2,500. I figured it up today, that's $92,000.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
And everybody's met all their requirements?
The only one that hadn't is Tatum, and she'll have hers by 1st of December. She's like 2.5 points behind.
And that'll meet the auditors?
Yes, we went through all the files and everybody's got their 10 points.
We have a motion,
I made the motion.
I seconded it.
and we have a second. Don, how do you vote?
Yes.
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 Any new
Thank you.
business?
No new business.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
Second.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Clint?
Yes.